Hi, and welcome to this week's broadcast of Rocks, Not Socks, a geological podcast talking about your favorite geological events. This week's on our show, we are going to talk about the Mount St. Helens eruption in 1980. So, let's get started with some background information. On May 18th in 1980, Mount St. Helens in Washington State saw a V5 eruption. Now, Mount St. Helens was formed about 40,000 years ago, and it was a composite cone volcano in a subduction zone. Now, Mount St. Helens is the most active volcano in the Cascade Mountain range, and it erupts every 50 years, which is really common. So, the volcano was due around the year 1980, and geologists began to see signs the volcano was getting ready to erupt. So, over the 50 years since the last eruption, magma moved up the volcano and formed a dome at the top of the volcano at the surface. So when geologists saw this, they knew there was a sign something was soon to happen. They noticed a large bulb that appeared on the north side of the volcano, which was kind of odd because usually this wouldn't happen. Now, volcanoes often have a lot of earthquakes, and one day an earthquake moved debris on the bulge and caused a lateral blast outside the side of the mountain, which is odd because usually the blast goes straight up like a linear eruption. However, this was a little bit different, and it caught many people off guard and was a reason for many lives lost. Now, there are hundreds of these types of volcanoes all around the world, but they're all a little bit different. Such as St. Helens, since it erupts every 50 years, and this time it spewed out the side. So, as a result of this eruption, 57 people lost their lives. 400 meters of the mountain blew off, which was about 14% of it. Gone. Kablooey. Now, also, 540 million tons of ash fell. Now, ashfall is very drastic for the environment due to the fact that it kills all vegetation it covers. In this particular case, it killed over 230 square miles of forestry. Now, also, when it erupted, it created lars, which are mud flows that flow down the volcano slopes. Now, this reached over 50 miles, and it was very dangerous, filled with debris, and it's really hot. Now, the cost of the total damage from the volcano was about $1.1 billion. So it set back the state of Washington tons of money and had the government have to send millions and millions of dollars for disaster relief. Now, you may be asking, is there anything we can do to prevent these disasters? Well, no. I mean, there's no way to stop a volcano from erupting, that we know of at least right now. However, there are many ways to know when it will and how big it will be so we can prepare ourselves for it. Now, there's a lot of different monitors that can help this. One is acoustic flow monitors, which are able to detect lars coming down the volcano via vibrations and sound. This will be able to send a warning downstream for others to evacuate. Another are seismic stations, which can follow the volcanic tremors and give insight on the magma movement in the volcano. This allows geologists to have a clearer view on the level of eruption and its timeline. It's very important to study these active volcanoes, especially their gas levels, with a gas flux monitor, because these can erupt at certain times, and you should always be aware on ones you are close to. Now, this was the Mount St. Helens eruption of 1980. Tune in next week, Rocks for Socks, for your next favorite geological event. I'm Matthew Zonas, your host with the most, tuning out. Thank you so much.